that they find somehow qualified for these buyer programs.
It doesn't use tax dollars. It just doesn't. It literally doesn't use tax dollars. It's like it's basically like a additional mortgage program on top of the existing mortgage payment. Bill.
Tonight, a bill in the state legislature is causing.
We're going to talk about this real quick. I wanted to talk about the details of this. We briefly covered this on the broadcast a little bit.
National controversy. Should undocumented immigrants be allowed to receive money from the state to help buy their first home? ABC 10's Jeannie Nguyen is in studio tonight with more on what's been proposed and why it's so controversial.
Alex, buying a home here in California is difficult and expensive. But the Dream for All program, first offered in 2023, could give people who qualify up to $150,000 to buy their first home. The money designated for the program ran out in just days. And tonight I asked both Democrats and Republicans about proposed additions to the program to allow everyone, regardless.
So, couple things. One, not a tax dollar is being used on this. It's literally the California state government's own internal mortgage program to make money. Okay. Number two, it already exists for documented U.S. citizens. This is simply an extension on the existing program for undocumented migrants. And once again, it is literally loan assistance program. Okay, a loan assistance program that is basically like the state operating as a bank, and they collect the loan assistance from qualified undocumented migrants that can apply for it, and they collect it after the house price reaches a certain point. Okay, so it's basically just so again, it's not like a real, it's not tax dollars being spent on it, and also not only that, but they have to pay it back plus interest. It's a loan. It's a loan assistance program that in and of itself operates like a loan as well.
List of
which is really stupid that people are trying drum up resentment. And because of this potential resentment, Gavin Newsom has not answered on whether he will sign it into law or not. We will find out in the next couple of days if he does end up signing it into law. I thought it was free money. Yes, because Republicans keep lying about everything.
Immigration status to apply for the funding.
On a busy Tuesday at the state capitol on the Senate floor,
Assembly Bill 1840 by Assemblymember Arambula.
Lawmakers passed Assembly Bill 1840. Democratic Senator Scott Wiener presented this bill on the Senate floor on behalf of its author, Assemblymember Joaquin Arambula.
This bill allows undocumented immigrants who have social security numbers or taxpayer identification numbers, meaning they're working and paying taxes in California, to be able to access down payment assistance programs.
The California Dream for All program offers up to a 20% down payment on a home or up to $150,000. AB 1840 would make it so eligible applicants would not be turned down solely based on immigration status.
Many of them have been living here for years or decades. They're raising families here. They've started businesses here. They're working, paying.
I like him. Oh, don't. He's good here. He's good here. He was chirping on the fucking timeline about how he was celebrating NYU's decision declare Zionist to be a protected category literally 2 days ago. So he can suck me on that one, but he is good on this. The problem is it will increase property prices. Wait, what? Unfortunately, yeah. Property prices were so normal in the state of California before this loan assistance was expanded to undocumented migrants that qualify for it. My friend at work literally just called me like it's an emergency that you tried to speak Chinese. I watched it back and I just have to say, please never do that again. If that gets on Bilibili, it's all Jover. Wait, what? Why? I'm literally genuflecting to the eternal chairman, dude. What more do the Chinese want from me on Bilibili? He's my state senator. He's a typical Yimby Dem, which means his general takes on urbanism are mixed, but he supports the most reactionary implementations of Yimbyism. Yeah, the whole Zionist thing. Yeah, he is all of that and more. I love that for Californians. It's like none of our state legislators ever want to solve the problem. They're like, how we're going to solve this problem? Offering debt assistance. It's like, How about you build more houses, man? How about you build affordable houses, okay? Use some money to build houses, okay? Build a house, any house, apartment, any kind of house. Please, please build houses. The state needs houses, okay? Build social housing, build public housing, build a house, any kind of house. Do you know what a house is? Okay, do you know what it looks like? It would be sick to build it, okay? Not luxury high-rise condominiums. I'm talking apartment complexes. Make them gray, make them blocky, make them brutalist. I don't give it, okay? I don't even like brutalist architecture, but I want it, okay? I want it real bad. Normalize the housing market here in the state of California. Make Airbnb illegal. Build houses. Make Airbnb more illegal, okay? Punish people in the form of additional taxes for owning and maintaining multiple units, okay? Apply additional vacancy taxes for people who want to sit on properties and not sell them or work them, okay? Not put them to work. There's like a million different things that California could be doing, but they don't want to do any of those things. They're like, here, we're just going to a couple undocumented migrants like loan assistance, okay, which they will have to pay back anyway. I love your bad takes. I know it's a really bad take. Studies show that even building new luxury apartments lowers rent, increased pressures for the rest of the market. Making Airbnb illegal does nothing. What? Make Airbnb illegal absolutely doesn't do nothing. What? Airbnb has too much real estate to just make them illegal. They out too many hotels out of business. What are you guys talking about? Large House Man says just build a house, guys. Why would you build a house when you can have an Airbnb? Come on, man. I know. Large House Man desperately advocating to lower his property value because he understands that housing for him is just shelter and not an investment vehicle. I know. Large House Man with singular home for him and his family understands that it is for the greater good if housing values were to depreciate in the state of California, especially in Los Angeles. The number one reason as to why people go homeless is because they get priced out of the housing market, okay? Why do people get priced out of the housing market? Because there isn't enough affordable housing. The housing market is completely out of control. They just need to work harder, though. Okay, shut up. Why won't you acknowledge that it's actually good that Airbnb houses are vacant a lot of the time? I know. It's so good.
Taxes, they're contributing to the community, and we shouldn't demonize them.
But Republican Senator Brian Jones tells ABC 10 this legislation is unfair to documented California residents.
Now is not just allowing people to immigrate illegally to America. Now we're encouraging them to immigrate.
Dog, you are a state senator from California. You are in Sacramento, okay? What are you saying? We're encouraging illegals to come to America? Dog, this state is literally the state, okay? This is the state for undocumented migrants. What are you talking about? Like, what are you saying? I don't understand how Republican or Democrat, any Republican or Democrat that's like, man, this undocumented crisis is out of control in California. Like, what are you saying? This state is the exact perfect counter to Texas, okay? We have a border. We have a ton of undocumented migrants, and it doesn't fucking matter, you know? What about the documented immigrants, people on student visas, H-1B, the way they go from immigrant to citizen, painful, the legal way? Yeah, I mean, opening up pathways of citizenship for them and the undocumented migrants is great. That's what I'm an advocate for. Brian Jones represents East County as a Texas transplant. On undocumented migrants in California is like going to Mecca and being like, oh man, too many Muslims here. What are we going to do about this Islam thing? Big problem here. Like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? What are you saying? Do you hear the words that are coming out of your mouth? Ass.
Immigrate illegally.
Not only that, Senator Jones takes issues with the California Dream for All program itself.
The Democrats created this problem here in California. Now they want to try to find a solution by redirecting tax dollars from honest, hardworking, everyday Californians that are paying their taxes, and then redirect that money to people that they find somehow qualified for these buyer programs.
It doesn't use tax dollars. It just doesn't. It literally doesn't use tax dollars. It's like it's basically like a additional mortgage program on top of the existing mortgage payment structure that exists that the state is utilizing. They're paying back into it.
With the session in its final week, this bill is headed back to the Assembly, and if it passes, it'll go to the governor's desk where he will sign or veto the legislation.
Democratic Senator Dave Cortese voted in favor of this bill and told ABC 10 this is about equity and inclusion and ensuring discriminatory housing and lending policies are a thing of the past. To see his full statement, head over to our website at
It's so stupid. By the way, for the record, non-U.S. citizens can apply and take out a mortgage loan. Okay? They can do that. They can do that, for the record. Like, that's already a thing that they can do. In 2014, there were 3.4 million undocumented immigrants that own homes in the United States. Okay? You can get a private special loan from private lenders with an ITIN, individual taxpayer identification number. Okay? It is a unique identifier that the IRS uses to process tax returns and payments for those that do not have or do not qualify for a social security number. Oh, you think Gruesome Newsom will veto this bill though? I don't know, because he's like, they asked him and he said he didn't answer. And I think it's because, you know, they're trying to make this a national story. Like, the right wingers are trying to make this a national story and turn it into a problem. So who knows? This motherfucking California Republicans said taking it from honest, hardworking, paying taxes citizens. These undocumented people are hardworking, honest, tax-paying citizens. Yeah. Or not citizens, but civilians. It is funny that they're making it seem like the government is giving them free money. Or half of the time, Republicans chirp about, they quite literally are complaining about a policy that already exists and certainly exists in their states. Okay. What is hilarious about this is something that I talked about yesterday. It is a misdemeanor to steal in the state of California up to $900, right? Everyone constantly talks about how California made crime legal. This has been this is a policy that's been in action since like 2014 or something. I forget exactly when they implemented it. Okay? In the state of Texas, it's a misdemeanor up to $2,500. $2,500. See, misdemeanors, that up until $2,500 is considered a Class C misdemeanor in the state of Texas. So the limit's higher in the state of Texas. Why are, oh my God, would anybody say Texas is woke? No.
What's your last name? Hasan Piker or Hasan?
It's Picard, but I mean, I don't really care how people say it.
What's your last name? Hasan Piker?
Now, why has it never clicked in my head? We Americanized his last name. I mean, yeah, I don't really.